drill down to the smallest particle that's available, and you look at that particle and compare it to a tree, a leaf, a pencil, your desk, my clothing, your body, they're all the exact same. Wouldn't it be a fair assumption to say that everything is connected based on that? I'm Coach Louis Stockley, and welcome back to my channel. I'm an open book when it comes to teaching you how to take charge of your life. What I want to talk to you about today is something that is near and dear to my heart. I believe it has guided me through some of the toughest situations I've ever dealt with in my life. Some of those situations were near-death experiences. If you stay tuned to this channel, I'll talk about those eventually. There's some of those experiences where I needed to make a choice, where I hit a fork in the road and I had no clue which was going to be the right place to go. What I'm talking about is your great, your wonderful, your powerful intuition. If you know how to tap into your intuition, which I'm going to teach you to do step by step, so hang out to the end of this, then you're able to use it like an internal compass that takes you from the place of being confused about what steps to take to knowing at least what your next step should be. Now, how in the world can you tap into something that powerful? I mean, all day long we're walking around Googling stuff and reading books and asking people to get answers and even praying to a higher power to get answers sometimes, and we don't feel like we're getting what we need in order to move forward because you're still stuck. And if you're cruising through my channel, that's probably the number one reason you're here listening and watching, is because you feel stuck and you're hoping that maybe some answers will come. So let's get you those answers. What is your intuition? I need you to understand that the physical body that we walk around in, the thoughts that occur in our brain that has all of those neurochemical connections and activities going on, there's something much, much deeper within it. This is about quantum physics here, where if you drill down to the smallest particle that's available, and you look at, they're all the exact same. So wouldn't it be a fair assumption to say that everything is connected based on that? Now, some people would ask, what tells me that I should form into a human being? Of course, there's a central intelligence to how things are organized and how they come together. Within that, you have an ability to tap into your subconscious, talk to your intuition, which is connected to that whole, connected to that substance that makes up everything around you. What that means for you is instantaneous answers. Have you ever had situations in your life where you instantly got the right answer first, but it was a quiet whisper and you kind of ignored it and started putting logic and emotion and everything else to it, and you came up with a different answer? You went with that different answer and it turned out to be wrong, and you were like, oh man, I knew I should have listened to that first voice. That first voice that's easy to ignore is your intuition. Let me tell you about something they did, an experiment. They took a bunch of people and they put a deck of cards in front of them, and they said basically this: you're going to go through this entire deck, and for every card you get right, you're going to get the specific amount of money. It was to encourage and motivate them to remember those guesses and keep going forward. Now, here's the interesting part. They strapped everybody up with these monitors that check what's going on based on the surface of your skin. These little monitors, these wires went into the machine, and your body will send a signal if it thinks there's danger, or if it thinks there's something that's not going to be good, and if there is something that is good. So they run this experiment, right? What they found is that 5 to 10 times through, people would usually catch on to which cards were going to get them money and which ones they didn't know, or which ones weren't going to give them money. As they were looking at the monitor that was measuring what was going on with the body, by the second time through, the body knew which cards were going to bring money and which cards weren't going to bring money. Your body is connected to something deep, something that connects everything together. It can pull from that general, whole, universal intelligence instantaneously. The only thing you have to do is the easiest thing. Listen to the whisper. I say easy, but it's kind of hard. It's simple, not easy. Here's why. You have to have the ability to quiet your thoughts down. Like I said, your intuition is just a whisper and a small feeling. Because it's a whisper and a small feeling, if you have a bunch of thoughts just running 1,000 miles per hour in your head, you're obviously going to miss that instant message that's giving you the answers you've been seeking the whole time. That's one piece to it. So how do you quiet your mind? Let's start with that. Anything good comes with practice, and your brain learns over time how to adapt to do the things you want it to do easier and more powerful as time goes on. So for that, you want to sit somewhere where you can find a few minutes of space by yourself uninterrupted. You're going to set a timer for around 5 minutes, and you're just going to sit there. And I want you to consciously, with a little bit of effort, try to stop thinking. It's going to be extremely tough to do this. That's where the practice and consistency comes in. 5 minutes per day. Sit with yourself in silence and try to create a mental silence where there are no thoughts flowing through your head. That's one part of connecting to your intuition, is being able to clean the slate that is this brain and open it up to the ability to receive messages and entertain those messages. What's the next thing you want to do after you feel like you have gotten a handle on this and you're ready to check out what's going on with your intuition? The next step is this. As you go through your life and you have to make decisions, I want you to slow down and be more mindful of your decisions and the results of them afterwards. When you decide to do something, like should I stop for gas here or should I keep going? Simple decisions like that. Pay attention to how your body feels. For me, it's usually a reverse butterfly in my stomach. When that starts to show up, and this is not anxiety, people, because you've cleared your thoughts, you've allowed yourself to relax, that reverse butterfly feeling tingles when the answer is I probably shouldn't do that. It's usually a yes or no answer. And there's nice peace and calm, a feeling of peace and calm when the answer might be a yes. Now, to be able to tap into that, the second step is you have to trust yourself. Throughout the time that we've been growing, especially between the ages of 0 and 7 years old, we're easily influenced, and the weight of the world and its expectations and its rules and all that begins to start to affect us and our creativity. And one of the big things you subconsciously are taught as a child is not to trust yourself until this is achieved or until that's achieved. And what that does is you go your whole life having no confidence, doubting yourself all the time, and those doubts will clog up the message. They will stop you from tapping into your intuition. You have to have the highest level of trust in yourself and trust that things are going your way in order for those messages to start to become louder and louder and louder. So you trust that whatever answer you're getting is the one that you need, even if it may not work out the way you're expecting. So you got to work on silencing your mind. Number 2, you got to work on trust. Number 3 is probably the easiest step of all. Rinse and repeat. All you need to do is repeat this action throughout the day. Not the silencing of the mind. Do that once per day. But as you're walking around all day, play around with it. What am I thinking right now? Can I cut it off? Can I shut it down? Start bringing this into your regular life and integrating it, and just keep repeating this so that it becomes second nature to you. And what actually happens is your intuition gets stronger and stronger and stronger. There are times when things just start lining up for me the way they should, and I couldn't have planned it myself consciously at all. Things just line up because I know what the next step to take is. I listen to my intuition. So if you've got some value from this, if you think I should dig deeper on some part of this, if you're confused about it, I want you to drop a comment below. And if this is the type of topics that you want to hear about, which is definitely a lot into changing your life, I am a life coach, by the way, subscribe to the channel and catch me on the next one.